It's your boy, Stephon Devereux. I'm back. Stephon Devereux Show here on Angry Kids 24/7 Radio, Angry Kids television. We're also on somewhere on Roku, and we're on some other things, other platforms and so forth. But I want to thank you for joining me. I want to thank you guys for joining me. Man, woo! Oh yeah, we got some heat here, baby. We got some heat today. Excuse the background. You know what I'm saying? I represent my man Shaq, you know what I'm saying? Because we seen some Shaq Diesel stuff happen this past week because man, you know what I'm saying, this dude tore the house down. And it wasn't Shaq, it was one of my favorites of all time. But I want to thank you for joining me. Hope everything is going well in your world. And hey, let's just break this down, man. Look. So in 1987, all right, I'm at home walking into the house. Excuse me, I have my liquids and I have my cigarettes here, with me. But 1987, late 87, I was walking into the house, and my cousin Joey, you know, God rest his soul, miss you, Joey, miss you, my man. But he had this song on in the background, and I'm like, oh, yo, who's this? And it's 87, so I'm 9 years old. And I'm like, who's this? And he was like, hey, man, this is Fresh Prince of the Fresh Prince and DJ Jazzy Jeff. And the song is called Parents Just Don't Understand. And it was cool. It was a fun song. You know what I'm saying? That's what hip hop was back then. Let's be real. That's what hip hop was back then. But it was a fun song. And from that day on, I was hooked on this guy. And the guy I was hooked on is Will Smith, Fresh Prince. He went on to do some amazing things in music. People forget this. This is the same Will Smith, Fresh Prince, who boycotted the Grammys because they wasn't showing hip hop its right respect that hip hop deserved at the time. But when he moved into Hollywood, man, I said, uh-oh. Because the thing about Will was he had so much charisma, and you could tell that through his music. When people were back in the day, the rumors was he was up for, he and DJ Jazzy Jeff were up for the lead roles in House Party. And, some studio stuff happened and that didn't go down. But what was awesome about Will Smith moving to Hollywood and getting his own TV show, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, it was a hip hop star getting his own TV show on a Monday night. And it was, it was cool. I remember the first episode, we all, my whole family, my mom, my brothers, myself, we all sat around and we watched that first episode. And after that, we knew it was on, man. It was on. Then Will went to Hollywood, fully went to Hollywood. And in Hollywood, Mr. Will Smith, he took on some roles, and one of those roles was a controversial role in a movie called Six Degrees of Separation. And, Will, he played that part so well. It was a great movie. I won't get into it, but if you want to see it, go check it out. 6 Degrees of Separation, starring Stockard Channing. Will took that part because he was setting up for what happened later in his career. He was setting up for the moment, the greatest moment of his life, in Hollywood and on the stage. Besides, I'll say his life as far as career-wise. But, some people over the past few years has been throwing shots at this man because of how he stayed with his wife after she had admitted to doing something that was none of our business in the first place. It should have never been put on the public platform that they put it on. But hey, it is what it is. I understand today's world. The beautiful thing about Will Smith was he took it like a man and said, okay, he didn't go out there and try to embarrass his wife. He forgave his wife. Some of us wouldn't do that. Some of us would. I think I'm hoping that I would be one to forgive my wife, and I'm also hoping that my wife would never be put in a position to where she felt she had to do that. Now, that's on them. It's their business. But the memes, Even on my own social media page just recently, I posted, that meme, and it was talking about mental health. It was, excuse me, the picture, because it's not a meme to me, but the picture of Will Smith literally heartbroken. The picture of Kanye West literally heartbroken. Tyrese literally heartbroken, and these men are begging for help, asking for help through their facial expressions. Okay. I come from a business to where facial expressions is worth a lot of money. Ricky Morton, shout out. But um, this man tried to get help, pretty much. And I think he was getting help through his wife, telling him. And then I think they went on and did, and got their help. Now, we don't know what happened behind the scenes. We don't know if this man forgave his wife 1000%. We feel he did. I feel he did. We also don't know what this man was doing behind the scenes his damn self. I mean, he could have been doing the same thing. I'm not saying we know how they get down in Hollywood, but we heard how they get down in Hollywood. But people were making jokes and making jokes and making jokes. And it was sad, you know what I'm saying? Because Will Smith's like a big brother, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know the man personally, but I enjoyed this man's career. Never had a beef with the guy of anything he did, movie-wise. I mean, the man broke the bank a bunch of times. I remember a time when he said he wants the parts. He want to be able to turn down the parts before, I'm trying to get this right, but he was tired of getting parts that Tom Cruise was turning down. So now he wanted to send those parts that he was turning down to Tom Cruise. And he went on to do this. Now, Will Smith had to deal with all this embarrassment. And he said nothing. Even back in 2016, when this man we're going to talk about in a second sat there and made a joke about this man's wife boycotting the Oscars because she felt the Oscars was too white. She felt like there wasn't enough black nominees and so forth. She just felt, and she said, hey, we need to do something about this. He dissed her. Chris Rock sat on stage at the Oscars and disrespected this man's wife. No one said a word. They didn't realize what he did. The shade he threw on this woman in 2016. Now, I'm not the biggest Jada Pinkett Smith fan. With all due respect, Will, love you, and I love your family, I love your wife. I'm not her biggest fan, but what Chris Rock did was wrong. And we don't talk about that. So when he sat on that stage or stood on that stage, the Oscars, this past Oscars, a night that everybody in the world knew, hey man, this is Will's night, bro. This is Will's night. Will's winning that best Oscar for a male performance, whatever, for King Richard. We knew this. I was playing Will Smith music all weekend. Fresh Prince all weekend. Why? Because I knew this was his moment. His moment was coming. And Chris Rock decided to make it about him with his joke towards Will's wife, Jada, who was sitting right next to him. Now, recently, Jada Pinkett came out and said that she's dealing with alopecia, which is a medical condition that causes her to lose hair. If I get that correctly. If I'm wrong, you can put it in the comment section. You can flame me. I don't care. But she went public with this. That's why her hair is gone. She went public with this. And for Chris Rock to stand on stage and say, Jada, I love you, but can't wait to see you in G.I. Jane 2. Really, bruh? Really? And Will Smith went and did what any real man would do. And that's defend his wife, the mother of his children. The mother of his children. This dude sat there and tried to embarrass this man's wife the mother of his children, on a worldwide broadcast. Mr. Chris Rock did this. Now, Chris Rock is known for doing things like this. Remember back in, there was an Oscars that happened, and I thought I had the date written down here, but remember when he sat on stage, stood on stage, excuse me, because he stood on stage, and he was throwing shots at Jude Law. And Jude Law was, I think he was up for Alfie. And Sean Penn literally had to check this dude for tossing shots at his homie. Like, bro, hold up. Who you? Who you? You a dude standing on the stage. You're paid to entertain. Yeah, we get that, but bro, okay. Because remember, he was asking, who's Jude Law? Who's Jude Law? I never heard of Jude Law, Alfie. Remember? Yeah. Got checked by Sean Penn. Now, remember when this Chris Rock, the same guy that people and comedians now, I can see how a lot of comedians are defending him, but people are sitting here saying, oh, he's a comedian. Remember? Okay, so this same Chris Rock sat on stage. This time he sat. But he sat on stage. In the presence of other white men. Or white men, not himself, because I don't know, he might. Chris Rock sat on stage, bruh. And let dude say the N-word like it was nothing because, Chris Rock's his friend. He has a black friend, so he's not racist. Was that Louis C.K.? Anyway, that's another story. Let me look it up. Look it up. People forget these things. Sat on stage and let this man say that. Like it was... You feel what I'm saying? And then for him to stand on stage last night, the Oscars, and disrespect this man's wife, the dude, this is Will's night. Everybody know it's Will's night. If you're going to sit there and stand on stage and disrespect this man like it was nothing? Oh, because you could say, oh, he wasn't disrespecting Will, he was disrespecting his wife. He was the same thing, bruh. You disrespect my wife, you're disrespecting me. We got issues. It's one of the reasons why I won't throw shade publicly at Mrs. Pinkett Smith. I would never do that. Maybe I, say a few things here and there, but I'm not going to throw shade at this woman because she's, especially publicly, because that's his wife. And I got way too much respect for Will to do that. I just found it funny that people are really jumping. And now look, wrong or not, sometimes a man's fed up. It's okay for a woman to be fed up, but when a man gets fed up, there's an issue, right? Right? Because I've been watching this for the past, and I'm so thankful that we start a new season here with the Stephon Devereux Show. Start a new season, and we are, and I get this because I was ready to come bombing with, everything they doing to Kanye, but it sounds it's really weird because people can say what they want, but you got on one end you got a man who was in Kanye who's defending his family, trying to get his family back. Then he realizes, okay, I'm not getting that back. Now, now I want my children. I want to be in my children's life. And he's being told he can't do that. Okay? They're finding ways to keep him away from his kids because he has a beef with his baby's mom's boyfriend. They're saying he's threatening a wife, threatening his ex-wife when he's not said a word about her. He's been going after the boyfriend. The boyfriend's, because he's tossing shots himself. But we forget about that. We don't see the shots that, dude is tossing at Kanye. We only see what Kanye's tossing at dude. Because Kanye's famous. He's about to make Pete Davidson famous as well. So on one end, his family, his kids. And you're surprised that he's acting this way? And on the other end, you got this man whose wife and himself has been disrespected in the media by people, social media as well. People have no clue what they're talking about some of these times. Most of the times, oh God, you don't understand what I go through on social media. But a lot of these people don't know what the hell they're talking about. They don't. But they toss shots at this man, because he looks weak because his wife was caught up in an entanglement. So he looks weak. Nah. I thought we were in a world where we were taught to forgive. Forgiveness. See, it's all about forgiveness when y'all want the forgiveness, but y'all can't give the forgiveness. You feel what I'm saying? You feel me? But it's cool, though. It's cool. Y'all want the forgiveness, but can't give it. Like I said, we don't know what this man did with his wife. They probably went through counseling. Don't know. I don't care. All I know is they're still together. They were sitting next to each other at the Oscars. They arrived, sat next to each other. They left together. And if you've seen the footage of the party, that after party that Will Smith was getting jiggy with it, nah. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about, bruh. You don't give a damn. Because Chris Rock deserved what he got. People, they're going to sit there and say, well, I can't believe Stephon, you're blah, 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 or Aaron, blah, blah, blah. You're can't. Let a man disrespect my wife. Got people saying, oh, it was staged. No, that wasn't staged, bruh. That wasn't staged. Look at the footage beforehand, before the smack. People say, oh, yeah, Will laughed. Yeah, he did laugh. Because let me tell you what happens is, sometimes when someone says something funny, sometimes you don't hear them. And you're just laughing and going along with the laugh because everybody else is laughing and you're just going along with the laugh. And hey, I'm just, because no one's asked Will, they won't dare to ask him why he laughed. I guarantee you that. But, I kind of got that feeling like he was just going along with it. Goes along with it, okay, let's do this. Oh, then he sees his wife's reaction and realizes, wait a minute, did he just say that? And what did he do? He stood up, and what did Chris say? He smacked her. Yeah. I don't see nobody getting on Chris Rock for cussing on national TV, worldwide TV. I don't see no one getting on him for cussing. Yeah, he got smacked, and that was his reaction. Yeah, he reacted that way because he was shocked. That's why I said it wasn't staged. He was shocked. And you don't got Tyler Perry and Denzel Washington pulling Will Smith, man, over to the side trying to make this guy feel better. Trying to calm him down. Bro, this is your night. Relax. Denzel told him, man, you at your highest point. Here come that devil. He's here. He's trying to take your moment, bro. Relax. And then you got my man, Bradley Cooper, trying to calm him down too. Look, man, that's friendship. Those three brothers are friends because they've seen this man and how hurt he was. Because it took, seriously. He knew after he smacked him damn, I just messed up. He knew that. But guess what? No one would have did anything different. Well, a real man wouldn't have did it different, especially leading up to everything leading up to that point. Chris Rock throwing the shots before. Leading up to that point, this man opens his mouth in ways he shouldn't. He thinks it's because I'm a comedian. These comedians out here, bruh, they get mad. Because because people were calling for, this cancel culture BS, but let's be real. Sometimes you do go overboard. Look, I grew up with Martin Lawrence. I grew up with Eddie Murphy. I grew up with Chris Rock. I grew up watching these dudes. I grew up watching Robin Harris. I grew up watching George Carlin. I grew up watching Richard Pryor. So I know. But here's the thing, bruh. The woman has a medical condition. She's made that public. She has a medical condition. And you went and threw shade at that? And people got no problem with him doing it. That's the thing. So here's my thing. Now, if Chris Rock had said something about someone who was, let's say, from a certain community. Oh, yeah, exactly. Oh, cancel Chris Rock. You know this. If he had tossed shot at a cancer victim or survivor, think about that. Come on. But this is Jada Pinkett Smith, Oscar so white Jada Pinkett Smith from 6 years ago, who the crowd laughed when Chris Rock threw the shot at her then. What did he say? They're not inviting her anyway. Remember that? I mean, y'all keep forgetting about this dude, man. I'm telling you. Remember that? That's what he said. Oh, they weren't going to invite her anyway. He was big and bad back there. Damn big and bad, tough. Chris Rock. Rah, 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 rah. You got clowns like Stephen A. Smith on TV. I mean, you lucky Will that Chris Rock did that. Stephen A., you just said on the podcast last week, a good podcast, by the way. Shout out to the Pivot dudes, my man RC and them boys. Fred Taylor still can't stand you play for the Jaguars, but respect. You know what I'm saying? And Channing, my dude. But he said on that platform and talked about how they'll never know who his girl is. Okay, that's your way of defending your woman and defending yourself. It's about keeping her out of the public eye. Smart. But guess what? Will Smith can't do that, bruh. She's a celebrity just like he is. She may not be on his level, but she's a celebrity too. She's had movies. She's done TV shows. This is Tupac's best friend. Let's be real. She know the game. But the disrespect her, man. It's a black man, Chris Rock, finding ways to disrespect another black man on the biggest night of his life, career-wise. And it wasn't just, he did it through tossing shade at his wife. I mean, come on, man. And y'all mad at this clown. Y'all mad at this dude, Will Smith over this clown. Like, come on, bro. Come on, man. Chris Rock's a clown. He was a clown when he was sat on that stage and let them boys say that. Let that dude say that. Yeah. But we forget those things, huh? People try to tell y'all. But y'all don't want to hear it. I've been trying to tell y'all for a while. This dude's a clown. Like, seriously. That's why the dude hasn't had a hit movie in years. Why? Because he ain't funny. Even the movies that was deep. And I'm like, look, there's some Chris Rock movies that I love. I'll be flat out honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, Head of State is one of my favorite movies of all time. Top 10. I love Head of State. He ain't the greatest actor. Look, Head of State was all right, but he wasn't the greatest actor. It's not. He stands on the stage and he tells jokes. Dude he barely got on SNL when he was on SNL when he's starting out, bruh. You know what I'm saying? He just got friendly with a guy, became friends with a dude named Adam Sandler because that's who saves this dude his career every time. Adam Sandler. Chris Rock goes down, here come Adam. And that's his boy. You're supposed to do that. Get that. Oh, by the way, Judd Apatow, man, keep your mouth shut, bro. You ain't funny either. Man, dude, you're not funny. You're not funny. Keep your mouth shut. Stay out of people's business. You act like that, man. Oh, he could have killed him. Really, bro? Really? Man, shut up. Why don't you go help your friend, beat rape cases like you did before? Oh, my fault. Let me keep my mouth shut about that, too. Anyway. But I stand with my man Will. Stand with Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? Same reason why I stand with Kanye. When it comes to family stuff, when it comes to wife, when it comes to children, it's a line you don't touch. You don't even get near that line, bruh. You don't get near that line. Mafia dudes tell you, no wife and kids. Why? How's there more honor between mafia dudes than there is, you know what I'm saying, some in our own community? I don't get that. I don't get that. You comedians out there said, oh, yeah, he should be, shut up. Shut up. If you can't find something funnier than a man's wife's medical condition, then you shouldn't be a comedian. Let's just be real. Oh, he was assaulted. No, actually, Will Smith was insulted. His wife was insulted. Why you think Chris Rock ain't calling no police? I ain't pressing no charges. You know why? Because he know he was a sucker, man. He knew he was a sucker, but it's cool though. That's all good. Yeah. Anyway, like I said, I'm riding with my man Will Smith. Congratulations, bro, because King Richard was fire. That was one of the greatest movies I've seen in a long time. And I'm just proud of you, dude. And side note before I wrap this up, years ago I told my nanny, or my grandmother, Miss, love you, nanny, so much, because I told you years ago. I said, we were talking about who the first black president was going to be, and I told her Will Smith. I kept telling Will Smith going to be the first black president. And, hey, he still may be president one day. But that's how much I rap with this dude, man, because, you know what I'm saying? He came. He did everything he said he was going to do, and he's continuing to do more. And he has a family, and this is what this man's supposed to do. He's supposed to protect his family, protect his wife, because I'm sorry, even my ex-wife, I may not get along with her sometimes, but man, look, she's still the mother of my kids. I'm going to smack somebody if someone disrespects her. It's family, doc. And I'm hoping one day you people understand that, because obviously Will Smith did, and, y'all dudes is upset. But anyway, I want to thank you for joining me. Stephon Devereux Show. Don't forget, go to angrykids247radio.com. Get more information on what we're doing here at the station. Also, I'm also the CEO of Pro Wrestling Express. So I want you to go to Pro Wrestling Express. And that's Pro Wrestling Express. That's express without the E.com. Everything will be in the comments or description or whatever. Just make sure you hit me up. You got any questions, comments, let me know how you feel about this dude, Chris Rock. I don't care if you disagree with me, hit me up. I don't care. Let me know. Like, subscribe, comment, do whatever you got to do to keep following the Stephon Devereux Show. Don't forget, we also got the Devereux Committee of Pro Wrestling, where we talk about the hottest news in pro wrestling. And I come with the smoke with that too, man. I don't care. So thank you for joining me. And guess what? We are out.